This is a debt payoff plan, not the vague idea of paying off debt someday. An actual plan with a method, a number, and a date. Welcome back to the Wealth Frequency. This is transmission 003. Here's the problem with how most people approach debt. They send whatever's left over at the end of the month, whatever that happens to be, to whichever balance feels most urgent that week. That's not a plan. That's a reaction. And reactions don't compound the way plans do. A real debt payoff plan picks one method, applies it consistently, and doesn't change its mind every few months based on how you're feeling. That consistency is the entire advantage. There are two methods worth knowing, and almost everything else is a variation of these. The first is the debt snowball. You list every debt smallest balance to largest, ignoring interest rate completely, and you attack the smallest one first, while paying minimums on everything else. When it's paid off, you roll that payment into the next smallest, and so on. The appeal is psychological, not mathematical. You get a win fast, sometimes within weeks, and that early win is often what keeps people going long enough to finish. The second method is the debt avalanche. Same idea, different order. You list every debt by interest rate instead, highest to lowest, and attack the highest interest debt first, regardless of balance size. Mathematically, this saves you more money over time because you're cutting off the debt that's costing you the most every single month it exists. The trade-off is patience. If your highest interest debt also happens to be your largest balance, your first win might take months, not weeks. So which one should you actually use? Here's the honest answer. The method that gets finished beats the method that's mathematically perfect on paper. If you know yourself and you need momentum to stay motivated, use the snowball. If you're confident you'll stick with it either way, the avalanche saves you real money. Let's make this concrete. Say you have three balances, $800, $2,000, and $4,500. Snowball order attacks the 800 first. Avalanche order looks at interest rates instead and might attack the 4,500 first if that's your highest rate. Same three debts, two completely different starting points, and both are valid. They just serve different people. Now, where does the extra payment actually come from? This is where the earlier transmissions connect directly to this one. Remember the future you bucket from the three-bucket budget, and the cash you freed up by cash, stuffing your overspent categories. That's not spare money sitting around. That's your debt payoff plan's fuel. The plan only moves as fast as the extra money you consistently feed it, which means the budget work you already did is what makes this actually work, not a separate effort. Here's the mistake that quietly stalls most people's progress: treating minimum payments as the finish line. Minimum payments are designed to keep a balance alive as long as possible. That's the business model. If you're only ever paying minimums, you don't have a debt payoff plan, you have a debt maintenance plan, and those are very different outcomes. Pick your method, pick your first target, and commit to sending it more than the minimum every single month until it's gone. So here's your homework. List every debt you have, pick snowball or avalanche based on what you know about yourself, and identify your first target today. In an upcoming transmission, we'll look at what to do once your debt is gone, and that extra payment needs a new job. Subscribe if you want to be there for that one.